Hey guys, Amanda here. Today, I'm going to use a pop culture reference to show you initiative and acceptance in action and how to use them to manage anxiety. I'm an anxiety coach, clinically trained, and I work with adults dealing with persistent, pervasive anxiety, helping them go from feeling like they are constantly at war with their anxiety to a point where they can befriend their anxiety and feel in control of that relationship. Stress and anxiety are prevalent nowadays, and if you Google it, you're going to see a plethora of suggestions, right? One really wide spectrum ranges from sit with your anxiety to know your triggers so that you can avoid anxiety. Okay, well, which is it? Am I trying to sit with or avoid? And like those seem mutually exclusive, right? It's confusing. The Wizarding World uh, that J.K. Rowling so beautifully created has this creature known as the Boggart. I may or may not be saying that correctly. All right, but this Boggart takes the form of the thing that you fear most. For example, if you fear spiders, it turns into a spider, right? Okay. Now, a Boggart has a crippling weakness, which is laughter. So the wizard students are taught to use an idea and a spell to turn the scary thing into an entertaining thing. For example, a spider slipping on roller skates, okay? But that example right there, or that treatment, I guess, the treatment for the boggart is to turn it into something scary. Scary spider slipping on roller skates. Okay. The key thing in there that makes it so applicable to managing anxiety is the fact that the spider is still there, right? The spider didn't go anywhere. It looks different, but it's still there. Similar to anxiety, right? Anxiety doesn't just disappear because we throw a coping skill at it. It's still there. And we don't have to identify ourselves by it. We don't have to lean into it, right? It can be the spider slipping on roller skates that I laugh at, that my whole class laughs at. Okay. There are four important mental components to the story that are important for anxiety management as well. Okay. One, number one, mental component number one, initiative, right? The students have been told, and maybe that's as far as they believe it, but they have been told, and so they believe, that something can be done. Even though they're scared, something can be done about it. Those of us who have been dealing with anxiety for a while know the challenge, the fine line, right, between not internalizing my anxiety, because I am not my anxiety. You are not your anxiety. And yet, anxiety is not this thing that just happens to me and I'm helpless to the throes of it, right? Even though anxiety often comes unwarranted and confusing. Okay. There is something that can be done. We can take initiative. Initiative is mental component number one. Okay. Mental component number two, cognition, thinking, right? In the story, the students have to use their imagination, which is in our control, not in anxiety's control, even though anxiety can be pretty creative at times. It does not have control of our imagination. Okay. Imagination is we're in control. Brainstorming some options for what they're gonna do to their boggart, right? Um, Brainstorming, very much a front brain, cognitive brain. You're in charge, not anxiety. strategy or action there. After we come up with at least two options, in this particular situation, 50 is the same as two. I just need at least two options to make a decision between. I need to be able to decide on one between two or more. Because that decision, making the decision, very cognitive, very front brain, very you are in control of that thought. Maybe anxiety is very loudly pounding at every other brain cell, it feels like, right? But you're in charge of that decision right there. Cognition, I keep pointing at my forehead. Um, Anxiety in the back, cognition, what we're in control of in the front. Okay. So um, we're energizing the front of our brain. We're warming up the front of our brain, which is good against anxiety. Mental component number two was cognition. Okay. Now, mental component number three, action. Doing something purposeful. I'm going to attempt not to get on a soapbox here. In the story, the the action, the doing something purposeful is, make decision, use wand, say spell, right? Okay. It's like there is action, there's go. Same for us. In the real world. um, Action could be a breathing exercise. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Putting my transition song on my phone. Um, Going for a walk. It's a good one. Going for a walk. Okay. Um, Whatever that action is that we take to combat anxiety, to diminish the impact of anxiety on ourselves, on our experience in that moment. All right, there's your action. Mental component number three was action. Now for number four, acceptance. Accepting the presence of the scary thing, while also in the book laughing and enjoying the entertainment, right? Um, for us, that could be, I accept the presence of anxiety. It is not gone, and yet I enjoy my walk. And yet I engage in my breathing or relaxation exercise. And I still dance to my transition song, right? Accept that it's there, but I don't have to lean into it. So there's kind of the illustration of, okay, well, how do I sit with it and avoid it? It's there. My goal, talk about that in a minute, but the goal isn't to omit it completely. And I can still do my thing, enjoy my walk, enjoy my relaxation exercise, my action, take my action. Okay. Now, if you say, man, that just sounds a lot like pushing through. You're not wrong. Okay, the key difference is step number four there. Because pushing through usually leans on some version of pretend it's not there, right? The goal, intention, expectation, maybe, of pushing through is that I'm going to come out on the other side and anxiety is going to be gone. And when we do that, we, number one, set ourselves up to fail. And number two, we disrespect anxiety. And on one hand, you're like, wait, I'm supposed to respect anxiety? No. And if we're alive, which we want to be alive, right, then we have some level of anxiety in our brain and in our body. And when we say, nope, you don't actually exist, anxiety, it tends to get loud and remind us that yes, actually I am here. And so we don't want the goal to be gone, omit, delete, never existed, right? The goal is that it's not running your life, that you have control. You have control. We don't want to train our brain that we can only enjoy something if there is zero anxiety or distraction, right? There's always kind of a both and, a give and take going on there. If we give ourselves the either or, you can either be, um, well, use the Boggart. You can either laugh and enjoy it or be scared. You have to choose one. Okay, our brain is always going to choose scared. It's a survival instinct. Okay, so don't give it the choice. You don't get a choice to feel one or the other. We're going to feel both. We're going to experience both. We're going to move through, not just push through and expect paradise on the other side, right? We're going to move through it, move on. So that's what I think of every time I watch or read about Boggarts in the Wizarding World. But it really is a great illustration of initiative, cognition, action, and acceptance. And it can be applied to anxiety management for sustainable relief. You may have noticed that I personify anxiety like an entity that is separate from yourself. I don't mean to make it sound scary or like there's like something else in your head, right? But anxiety really is how our instinctive survival brain talks to us, and it matters how we talk back. So if we have to talk with it, why not befriend it? And while befriending anxiety isn't always an easy concept to grasp, if you're interested in learning more about that, I have a free email course that you can sign up for below this video. And I would love the opportunity to show you more about how befriending your anxiety really gives you back the control. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more helpful videos from me. And for now, check out the links below.